What's up everyone, it's TheRazoredEdge, and today I'm here to bring you guys some Gears of War 5 news, rumors, and speculation. So I'm sure as most of you guys have seen, and for those of you who haven't seen, an alleged official cover art for Gears of War 5 has made its way onto the internet, as these things usually do on the fast approach to E3. It seems to be kind of a bit of a pattern with Gears of War, but anyways, kind of looking into it here, this seems to be via the Taiwanese digital game rating community, which is kind of like the Taiwanese version of the ESRB for the ratings board. This kind of stuff usually kind of leaks through stuff like that. Now, here is the cover, obviously front and center, very kind of Star Wars-esque, kind of blockbuster movie-esque kind of that kind of look. A very different look to what we've seen in previous versions of Gears of War covers. And I see a lot of people going around hopping on the kind of this is fake kind of wagon, and to be honest, in all of my years of covering Gears of War and taking a look at things, I'm very hesitant to jump on board with these things. By jump on board, I mean of it being legit. Now, the main reason that I do think this is legit is because where are these assets from? We have not seen these assets before. I've not seen any poses of any characters like that before. We've not seen Kate like front and center like that, like just staring at the screen. There was that thing they did tweet out for International Women's Day, but I do not think that that's what the pose is from. Obviously, this being much higher resolution than that. The kind of knockoff that people are making is that this is a bearded version of Marcus Phoenix. And in the Gears of War 5 trailer that we got shown at E3 2018, he didn't have his beard. Now, why is it so unbelievable for him to maybe shave his beard during Gears of War 5? You know what I mean? Like, he could have his beard throughout most of it, and then just for whatever reason he decides to shave it just because he's getting back in the middle of war, and that's how he feels more comfortable, if you know what I mean. And then another big reason people are saying it's fake is because Queen Mira is there kind of on the left, just like shebang, there she is. And people are saying that that's a spoiler, but to me, it's not really. I believe she's going to show up in the game in some shape or form, and most likely via a flashback. As we saw there was actually kind of a second version of the Gears of War 5 teaser from E3 2018, where it shows Kate having kind of, obviously the dreams that she's talking about, and in those dreams you see Queen Mira. So I think, just like Gears of War 4, where the game begins with a flashback of the Pendulum Wars, I think that we will see in some shape or form some kind of flashback that shows Queen Mira, or just some way she's going to be featured in the game. So having her there isn't really that big of a deal, to be honest. And I think that during E3 2019, it's more than likely that we will see her featured in whatever that reveal is going to be, gameplay, or like a cinematic trailer or what have you. But let's kind of have a breakdown, a rundown of what exactly is in this cover box. So we have Queen Mira on the left, we have Kate in the middle, we have Marcus on the right with his beard, which I think obviously that's how he will be, and then he'll shave it at some point. And then you can see Kate is clutching onto that locust symbol that she was hanging onto at the end of Gears of War 4. And then we have a look at, from most left to right, we have a look at what appears to be a new enemy, which is very Berserker-esque, I must say, and kind of like a blend of an armored Cantus as well, but kind of looking at his kind of chest plate and his hands and the kind of the armor look that he's got going on, it looks more like natural body armor rather than kind of something that's he's put on himself, if you know what I mean. To me, it definitely looks more like a Berserker, but then you look at his face, and he's got kind of like an animal face, like a wolf-like. He's got like a big snout, big sharp teeth open there. It's kind of like a Berserker with like some kind of vicious animal head. It's pretty interesting to see. I'm wondering if this is kind of, the community's kind of come up and saying, is this a swarm Berserker? We know there's a lot of doppelgangers of Locust in the Swarm, in the ranks of the Swarm. Is this the first time we're going to see a doppelganger of the Berserker in Swarm form? Maybe. He's got a lot going on his spine. He's definitely different, that's for sure. It's just, I'm kind of curious of where that came from. It's just that all these assets seem to be completely brand new. They don't seem to be from anywhere in particular. Now there's and right next to him, kind of underneath him to the right, is the Warden. which we have seen he's been named quite a few times since E3 2018. He's got those kind of dual staffs, which you can actually, I believe, I'm not sure if the Warden is like a singular enemy or if he's an enemy type, because you see during the E3 trailer that Kate's actually wielding one of his weapons there as a kind of a melee weapon that you can obviously pick up at some point during the game. And then kind of in the middle here we have kind of a red haze look at Mount Kadar, which seems to be kind of the main focus of Gears 5's story, where a lot of secrets are going to be revealed. I remember years ago Rod Ferguson asked when the Coalition, or at the time Black Tusk Studios just acquired the Gears of War franchise and Microsoft bought the franchise, that Rod Ferguson put out a tweet asking, like, you know, what are the mysteries that you felt weren't answered? Like, what is there any questions you have about Gears of War? And one of those was the New Hope facility and Mount Kadar and all that kind of thing. So that's all of this is going to link in with Kate's story, and a lot of secrets are going to be revealed there. So it doesn't surprise me that that's kind of front and center here on the cover for Gears of War 5. And then we obviously have JD there, and that's his new look with it. You can kind of get just about a slight look at his kind of infected arm there. He's holding the new custom Lancer. He's got his new armor on there, his bald head, his beard. Definitely, I definitely like this version of JD a lot more than what we got to see in Gears 4. He kind of felt like a Boy Scout in Gears 4, but I think this is kind of a more gruff and kind of battle-hardened version of JD, and it'll definitely be more interesting to see how he grows as a character. But then we have Del here, who seems to be holding a new weapon. Del seems to be fond of the heavy weapons. They seem to put a heavy weapon in his hand as often as they can on all these cover arts. He was holding the Buzzkill in the last game, but this seems to be kind of like a blend of a mulcher, and it kind of looks like the tip of a flamethrower, so I'm guessing that that's what it is. It's kind of like a heavy flamethrower, probably a huge tank, huge range on it. That's just my guess. And so for people who are saying this is fake, I just don't see how assets that look this good could be too fake. Now, the one thing I will say is that you can never underestimate the power of a fandom. And one thing about the Gears fandom is that there's so many talented people out there that could do something like this. But these assets from scratch, I don't see it, honestly. I don't think as much as we've seen Gears 4 Marcus in that look with his armor and his beard, I don't think we've ever seen you know, him look like that in particular, kind of looking off in the distance. There's no cutscene from Gears like that, from Gears 4 like that. I don't think that version of Kate is too high res, with her holding her you know, clutched onto her locust emblem there. And then, you know, you obviously have Del and everyone in the ward, and then this new monster here. I have no idea. It's all very strange. Like, in terms of the design of the cover, it's definitely wandering away from what we've traditionally come to know and love, but I feel like that's kind of what the Coalition are going for. They're trying to make the game as fresh as possible in all aspects. Obviously, they've removed the of war from the title of Gears of War because, you know, there isn't really a war going on. It's just about the gears and like the soldiers that are left after the Locust War. Maybe a war will come in a future Gears installment, but as of right now, it seems to be more of a personal story that could escalate into something bigger in the future, I'm sure. But as of right now, I completely get why they removed the of war from the title. Obviously, the franchise is still known as Gears of War, but these games are just called Gears from now on. But in terms of looking at it from a marketing perspective, obviously you have the new generation front and center with Kate, and you kind of have that classic clash of you know, Marcus Phoenix versus Queen Mira, kind of shoulder to shoulder. They both are important to Kate's character in different ways. Obviously, Marcus has knowledge of Queen Mira, and all that kind of thing is obviously going to be some kind of mentor figure to Kate. And then obviously Kate is obviously related to Queen Mira in some shape or form, and that's kind of like that's her dark side, her history. It's kind of like Marcus and Queen Mira are like the Luke versus Darth Vader of Gears of War. Now, in terms of design, obviously I quite like it. It gets the point across. You get to see all the characters. It explains the story. It shows conflict. The only thing that I found kind of strange is the fact that the Gears text is black rather than white. That's not usually what they go for. They've never gone with the black version of a Gears text on a cover before, but, you know, as I said, they're trying to be different in all different aspects. But maybe this is a leak of something that they did, like, way before and it's like a concept that leaked, or maybe this is the official cover that we will end up getting. There's so many questions up in the air. Obviously, as we get closer to E3, you know, we'll get more confirmations, we might get more leaks, you know, more information spills out as we get closer to E3 2019. But I have to say, I'm leaning more in the direction that this is real, and it could be an in-studio concept of what they're going for with the cover. You know, if that makes any kind of sense. What do you guys think? Do you think this is real, fake? Do you like the way it looks? Do you like the way it kind of deviates from the traditional kind of front and center character with, you know, the kind of a couple of other people from the squad in the background? And do you like the way this is kind of more like an epic kind of movie kind of poster looking kind of thing? The one thing that I'm kind of unsure about is why it's not kind of... The marketing for the game so far has been that blue and red kind of Gears Omen, the ice, the fire and ice kind of thing it's going for. Oh, and I actually forgot to mention, along with this, it's been reported that the release date for Gears of War 5 is going to be September 10th, which is an amazing release window. It's kind of off on its own. It's early during the holiday season. It gives Gears plenty of time to breathe, so I'd be happy if that was the release date. And that means it's actually really, really soon, to be honest. Like, E3 will be over us, and then it won't be that long until the actual release of the game, which is absolutely crazy. But if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to my channel for all future Gears of War 5 content. Share the video around if you really enjoyed it. Follow me on Twitter at TheRazoredEdge. Be sure to join my Discord group in the description if you guys want to discuss Gears 5 theories and all that kind of shenanigans. And I will see you guys next time. Hey guys, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like, leave a comment down below letting me know what you thought, subscribe to my channel if you're brand new for more videos, share the video around if you really enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.